Armstrong High School. A beautiful evening for girls lacrosse from the Northwest Suburban Conference. It's the Totino-Grace Eagles taking on the Armstrong Falcons. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, these teams similar records coming in and start the season both at 1-2 so far. Just kind of trying to find their way a little bit. They've had a good game or two they've played, but a couple that haven't been quite so good either. Totino-Grace coming off a lopsided loss last night. I think they're eager to get back out on the field and show they're a little bit better than what they showed.
Well, after we talked to Coach for the Eagles, he said the same thing. Probably played the worst game they've played, all year, although it's been a 3-game sampling. But really, he's looking for them to rebound tonight and play better. And they're going to have to, because the Falcons usually have a pretty good program. And one of those losses the Falcons had was against Blake, who's one of the powerhouses of girls lacrosse in this state. So it'll be interesting to see how they react to the Falcons tonight.
Yeah, Bill Moore, the Totino-Grace coach, was a longtime coach here at Armstrong and built their program up. They've got a new head coach this year. Carrie Torgerson's got quite a bit of coaching experience at Anoka High School and also some at the collegiate level. She was a star here at Armstrong in hockey and soccer back when lacrosse was kind of just getting started, but she's got a lot of coaching experience in all three of those sports, actually.
Yeah, and it's a step up. It's nice to have somebody who's played at those levels, knows what that's about, has got some knowledge. She's coached in Pennsylvania, she's coached in Kentucky, she's coached in a lot of lacrosse area places. So as she starts taking effect with the program, it's going to improve and get better. You'll see the skills come up. And they aren't that bad. They were 7-6-0 last year overall. So, and a lot of them came back. There's a good blend here for the Falcons, and we can say the same thing for the Eagles, a good blend of youth and young. What's surprising tonight, we're going to see two teams with 7th grade goaltenders, both of them, which ought to be very interesting to watch.
You get an opportunity early on like that. Sometimes it can be a good thing. You don't have any fear. You're just kind of ready to step in and be eager to play, and it's not terribly usual to see that, but that will be interesting, and obviously that'll be somewhat of a key factor in tonight's game too.
Well, yeah, and both teams, they got to start finding ways to score goals. They're giving up double-figure goals, and they're not keeping pace. 7 goals apiece and 8 goals apiece per game. So it takes a while for the offense to get flowing, and then nobody's had a whole lot of practice time. Obviously, we've had that great spring of winter and snow, but as they get better and better, we'll see. I expect that to happen in the game. They'll get better and better, and the ones who win the ground ball wars tonight and the ones who win the faceoffs, that's the team that's going to win the game.
All right, Eagles and Falcons coming up here, Northwest Suburban Conference Girls Lacrosse, and it's next here on CCX Sports.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You will also have access to our large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find us, go to the App Store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, now available on Apple TV, coming soon to Roku.
And welcome back here to Armstrong as the team's getting set for a battle in tonight's contest here. As Dan mentioned, a couple of very young goalies that we'll be seeing in action this evening, and they'll try and stand up to the test. There's Brielle Anderson, the 7th grade goalie for the Armstrong Falcons, and her counterpart will also be a very young one. As you look at her, got a couple of older sisters on the team as well. And on the other side, we're going to see the 7th grader Danica Larson protecting the net for Totino-Grace.
There she is right there. And she just got done playing a little varsity game, playing out on the field. Or junior varsity, I'm sorry, out there. So
yeah, that's interesting that she was out, playing as a field player there and then in goal here.
Well, goaltending is going to be something that they can grow on here in the next few years. We'll see. I was watching them warm-ups, and I'll be honest with you, I thought Brielle Anderson looked pretty good. She was making a lot of saves on some pretty good shots. So, but we'll see what happens here. There's a critical point now. These face-offs that they have in both boys and girls lacrosse are so critical. We watched it the other night. Hastings just kind of started taking control of the face-offs and started beating. Just put Cooper down and kept him down by doing that. So, again, face-offs are really key here.
Mayula Chemlensuk will take the draw for Armstrong. She is a college-bound Grand Valley State player, and Claudia Olson will take the face-off for Totino-Grace.
Jim Lutzuk is a second leading scorer in the team. She's got 8 goals. She's averaging 2.67 points per game so far. Remember her from last year, though. She's been right up there in the top 3 scorers pretty much every year she's been playing here.
Yeah, certainly one of the better players they've had come through the Armstrong program. I was taking a little look today. Grand Valley ranked in top 25 in Division II, so best of luck to her as she heads over towards the Grand Rapids area next year for college.
I love seeing Minnesota kids get recruited. I love it. More every year.
Some question, I think, that they appear to be looking with lineup, whether, not sure if there was an issue there for Totino-Grace in terms of number-wise or what exactly, but I thought we were ready to go, and then a little bit of delay as they get things all sorted out.
Well, you know Bill Moore. He'll try a little trickster stuff, too. You know, you got to keep your eye on him at all times. What a delightful man he is. He's just a great guy. Fun interview. He's been doing this for 18 years, he told me today. Man.
And we are ready to go here as ground ball battle early on. And this call will go against Armstrong, so Totino-Grace possession.
Illegal stick check there. We're going to see a lot of those. Usually when that whistle blows with the checking going on, that's what it is.
Lily Linders getting to the middle of the field here, and now we'll step back and set things up here for Grace as they get the first real possession of the game. Dan said both teams not scoring as much as they would like, averaging around 7 goals per game, and you know, you're obviously going to need more than that to win a majority of your games, but you're looking to try and build on that a little bit.
Well, Armstrong right now goals against. They're giving up 12 goals a game, and Totino's giving up 13 goals a game.
And speaking of a goal, we get an early one here. The Eagles able to work their attack as you get a look at the pass coming out front and put away their
18.
Yeah, it looks like it
Brands.
was Brands who gets the goal.
Yep.
Assist from Claudia Olson.
A good start for the Eagles. They got possession of the faceoff after a little ground ball work and took it right down, settled down their offense, got everybody in place, started their cuts, and Alani Brands got the ball and came in and just let it go right away. Good quick shot.
Just under a minute in, Grace goes up 1-0. I think, you know, you like it too as a coach when you're able to get something, when you set something up. I mean, sure, you're happy with any kind of goal, but when you're able to, you know, get into your offense a little bit, not just beat somebody one-on-one and score because you were faster or whatever, it kind of makes you feel a little bit better too about the possibilities for the rest of the night and the rest of the season when you can kind of work your offense a little bit.
Well, earlier on when lacrosse was developing here, a lot of one-on-one dodging was going on. That's basically what the offense was. You get the ball in the hands of your 2 best players and let them go. Now the defenses are too good. They know how to slide. They know how to move. And you can't get away with that anymore. Everybody's got to be involved.
Yeah, and we saw, you know, early on that first possession there where Totino-Grace, it looked like maybe there was some room to continue going to goal there, but they realized that you gotta get things set up too. Carly O'Donnell carrying it here for Armstrong, spins off a defender, but then lost it and scooped up there by Danica Larson.
Well, O'Donnell very dangerous. She is the leading scorer for the Falcons. She's got 7 goals and 3 assists and about 3.33 points per game, so she's getting in on the net.
So it'll be Armstrong possession as that pass failed to connect for Totino-Grace, and it'll be put back in play here by O'Donnell. looking out front. Pass though was a little off target, trying to go to Kelly Ruha, but tracked down here. They'll get possession again. One of the captains, Riley Carpentier, possessing here for Armstrong. Carpentier getting to the front. And whistled down here right before her shot attempt.
And she gets a free position here. She was inside the 12-meter arc there when she was illegally checked, so she gets a free spot.
Carpentier looking to try and tie things up here for Armstrong, but missed the net. It'll stay Falcons' possession.
Only bad things happen when you miss the net. Oh!
This time a sharp cut to the front, and Chemlensuk able to put it away for Armstrong, so they quickly tie things up. They missed from the free position there, but Miula able to finish that one off as she just a little quick burst of speed.
She didn't waste any time. She knew what she wanted to do. She faked outside, just got back inside on the defender, got in between her and the goaltender, and found the upper corner here. Really nice move.
Great personality for her too. I think she's kind of a popular person in the school from what I've seen and everything too, and besides being a very good lacrosse player.
Looks like she's pretty popular with some of the Eagles too. They've been having nice conversations and chuckling.
And so we're even up at a goal apiece. Call will go against Armstrong. Here's another look as she cuts to the front and goes up high with that shot, tucking it over. Actually not too bad a net coverage here by Larson, but just from that range it was tough to get able to get her stick up or able to block that one.
Yeah, Chemlensuk was just too quick. She knew where she was going. She got it there quickly.
Turnover in front of the goal by Totino-Grace as it looked like they were going to be pressing for another shot opportunity there. Anna Coe out of there with it for Armstrong, but runs into traffic. Coe able to get it back, but not finding any open teammates, at least early on. Now we'll look upfield and get it there to O'Donnell. O'Donnell stopping and reversing direction here, and now looking ahead.
Ooh.
Ruha with a nice catch of that one. Oh, and a nice stop though.
Very nice stop.
Larson.
Good cut, good pass there. That was just a quick movement and a good quick shot, but Larson, the 7th grader, coming up with a big save.
That had all the earmarks of being a goal. His was a good run and a nice pass, and Ruha made a really nice cut to go, but kind of put the shot a little bit into the middle too much there.
Yep.
Battle for it here after it was lost by Alexandra O'Malley for Armstrong, and the Eagles try and come out of there with it, and they do. Linders working her way up the left side. So look at Bill, we said really built this Armstrong program up nicely and was kind of to the point where he was looking to get out of being retired, and they kind of reeled him back in. And he told us that this may be the last year, but it's he came to kind of help try and get the Totino-Grace program going or back on track a little bit, and back here at Armstrong, and obviously he knows a lot of the people here still, and so there's a lot of joking back and forth.
Well, pretty much every coach in this field has been coached by him at one point in their life, so his earmarks are all over the place. You see the way they're rotating their offense now. You can just see all the earmarks of his instruction here. This is the way he sets up his offense, and good coach, very good coach.
Got it out front for a shot, but not much on it, and not too difficult to save there for Anderson, and you try and turn it back, get things going back the other way, and that was a little halo violation there as Cole cut back. Now it's Gergen controlling. Gergen works her way up the left side.
You'll notice the defenders now, if they're behind, they'll try to work to get in front. You can't check anybody from behind with a stick or anything.
Close in chance there, but denied as Ella Steinke took the pass from Ruha. Steinke getting it back though.
boy, the attacks of Armstrong, boy, when they get the ball down there, they really move. They get it and they go, and they're just leaving the defenders in the dust. But there's been good sliding done by the Grace Eagles, at least get somebody there even when they were open and get a stick in the way.
Violation called there against Grace, though, and Jem Lensuk will get the free shot from the free position here. And she's able to bury it for her second goal of the game and second in a row. So Armstrong goes in front now, 2-1.
That's almost unfair for Jem Lensuk to be in front of a 7th grade goalie. Just picked her apart, knew exactly where she was going, and just brought it too. You know, you can see too, she went high-low. She didn't try to straight in. She changed direction on it. It's so tough for a goalie to track that. She's got some nice moves. She's got some quick speed too. I can see why she's going to college to play. You know, considering they're leading though, too, boy, they have not had good luck in the face-off circle at all.
Scooped up there by Grace's Kira Laney, but not for long here as Armstrong able to force a turnover. Nice pass ahead, and there is 3 in a row. Jem Lensuk able to bury another one. Boy, they didn't take long for them to get into scoring position after that turnover, and then a very nice pass. And at that point, she just had to turn and shoot.
No, what's really kind of cool here is the fact that she did the face-off, and she's all the way down the field. Wide open. Nobody was really covering her. Watch how open she is when she gets the ball. Look at that. She's just wide open. You can't let the lead. Now the leading scorer on Armstrong with 11 goals. To be that wide open, but great hustle. She came right out of the face-off circle area and went right down to the net quickly, and made it a 2-goal lead for the Falcons.
And that goal coming just 14 seconds after the previous one. Oops, a trip there. You know, it was interesting, even that last one, Armstrong did not win the draw, but they were able to force a quick turnover and then quickly convert to offense. And usually, yeah, you're right, Dan, if the team controlling the draws got an upper hand to getting things going offensively, but it hasn't seemed to hurt Armstrong so far.
Well, they've been able to score. Well, they're getting it into the person who knows how to score.
And another goal coming up here for the Falcons as putting it away from close range is Carpentier. And Armstrong starting to put on a little bit of a clinic here and scoring 4 straight here against the Eagles.
Nice move, picks a good spot again, goes, kind of waist high down low, the goalie stands with the basket up, and she forced that basket down. She couldn't get it down quick enough. She got in there really close too. Grace has got to start sliding their D over to these cutting attacks. But they're really quick. I mean, like we were saying, they catch that ball and they go. They don't have any hesitation whatsoever. They know exactly where they're going and what they want to do. And this is where losing faceoffs can really kill you. It's 3 faceoff wins. Like you said, some on turnover, some straight up, but they've scored on every opportunity they've gotten.
Well, Coach Torgerson has to be happy that they've come out better. She said they just didn't play, weren't ready in the beginning of the first half against Centennial, and then played better from there, but it was too much of a deficit to make up. So they're coming out establishing control early on there. You get a look at Carrie Torgerson on the left there. We said standout in soccer and hockey at Armstrong and played collegiate soccer at Bemidji State,
where she was an All-American. Quite the athlete.
And got a job in the Robbinsdale School District, too, at Meadow Lake Elementary, not too far away from here in New Hope. So, kind of easing the transition. She is still coaching at Anoka. She's a soccer coach and as a hockey coach. And a nice interception there by O'Donnell for Armstrong. All kicked ahead, but then scooped up. Jem Lensuk up with it. Nice fake, and then fires with that one right into the goalie Larson.
Larson looks pretty comfortable in there, Jay. She sat up there real good and made the save. It was farther out. She saw it all the way in. Uh-oh.
A little bit indecisive there, and they weren't doing a very good job getting open for her either, and
they
it
weren't
leads to
moving
bad things.
Statues get checked.
And a turnover forced there by Shemlensuk. Puts it right out front. What a nice stop. As O'Donnell was denied.
Oh, she's just got to be fit to tie. But good takeaway there. The stick was out there and away so she could stick check it away from her body. Got it right up front to O'Donnell. And O'Donnell has just twice been stopped stone cold by the young 7th grader, Danica Larson. That was 2 good saves on that rush there, Jay. Those are big.
Falcons looking to go right back to the offense here. Caitlin Quinn had her rush turned away, and a call going.
Yeah, it's going to go to Grace.
Yeah.
She let her stick down a little bit, made it open so it could be checked downward, which is legal, but then tried to reverse check when she lost the ball illegally into the body.
Eagles looking left with it there. But a quick takeaway. Jenna Ott on the move here for Armstrong.
Good move.
They'll look to set things up here and some more. Oh, and Ruha was open out front. Eagles they've been losing players in a bad spot, right in shooting range in the middle.
They're not covering that crease very well. When an Armstrong player starts coming through, someone's got to pick them up.
Shaylin Laney possessing here for Totino-Grace. They trail it 4-1. They scored the first goal early on, but then it's been mostly Armstrong since. The Falcons have gotten 4 in a row. Brands, who had that first goal for the Eagles, picks it up.
You can see the contrast in styles here, too. Armstrong just as aggressive going to the net all the time. They don't really want to set up an offense. They just move. Grace wants to slow it down. They want to set it up. And both are good philosophies, like you said, Jay. They both will work. And this is how they scored the first goal.
And I always feel like to a certain extent you have to sometimes think long-term or big picture in terms of working your offense through too, rather than, maybe against certain teams it might work to play a little more one-on-one and just look to beat somebody and score. But if you're trying to build your program to where you want it to be, you sometimes kind of have to emphasize doing it the right way, or setting things up and being patient, even maybe at the expense of getting chances in that particular night.
Absolutely.
Falcons get a fast break opportunity here. Going low with the shot, but missing the net was Carpentier. She switched to the left, but couldn't quite put it on target.
Well, I like that stick switch, though. That was nice. Went from her left to her right hand.
Pass out front was behind its intended target, and that's an interception for Sarah Lucelle for Totino-Grace, but her pass was blocked. Boy, a nice read on that one by O'Malley. O'Malley now gets it restarted here for the Falcons as they look to build on this 4-1 lead. O'Malley getting past the defender, cuts to the front, trying to shovel it in, but couldn't quite do it. Boy, they actually could have a few more goals, really. They missed the net a couple times, and also Larson's made a couple of really big saves. And this one is a goal. Not going to miss the net that time, as Shemlensuk able to get it to the front, and she said, nah, no more of this. We're going to just bury this one. So she gets her 4th goal of the game.
Scored 4 out of the five goals that they've got. Boy, she's quick, too. When she decides to go, they need to get a get a slide on her, get 2 defenders working her because she's just too quick. Make her split 2 people, which is hard to do.
You see this one.
Watch this.
Yeah, everything was just kind of stopped, and she like got it started, and defense didn't really react to her fully.
Yeah, Sammy Schutz is on the inside that time. As she started, she should have slid over more, stopped her from breaking to the inside, coming through. But, you know, they'll learn. As the game goes on, you know, we'll see these get adjusted.
And also, it's easy to say from up here when you're not done, you know, seeing the speed close up that we see from Mayula too.
Oh, of course. I used to be that fast.
Eagles looking to counter and get something going of their own here as Brands lost it.
A little too much holding on to the ball. Should have passed it away. There were 2 people open there on the left-hand side. She could have got it too.
Quinn moving it up here for Armstrong. Pass got away from her a little bit and wound up short of its target, but they go back and pick up the ground ball. Good effort there by Steinke. Now Chemlensuk with it. Gets to the front, but missed the net with that one. Did have a teammate, though, O'Malley, closest to it, so Armstrong will keep possession here. They've pretty much dominated this one after the early goal by Grace. You know, and not just the times they've scored. They've had some other great chances, too. Here's Ott to the front, fires and scores. Jenna Ott, the junior, burying that one for Armstrong.
Left-handed, a rarity in this game, and just brought it through and just rifled it high-low. Maybe Larson receiver cut across here and just brings it high-low, down-low. Can't get that basket down quick enough when she's that close. Yeah, but it's like we talked about, too. Once Armstrong started winning faceoffs and winning most of the ground balls, they started dominating, and then they could run their offense like they wanted to.
So a 6-1 lead here for Armstrong.
That's Jenna Ott's 4th goal of the year.
And Ott got a little too aggressive there.
Yep.
LaSalle working it upfield, and stick check called there.
Now we'll see if the Eagles will start moving the ball around a lot. That's when they were more successful. And start getting some cutters, and from behind, too.
I think they're trying to slow this pace down a little bit too, just to, you know, take away some of the momentum. Armstrong's built up as well. You want to possess the ball at least, you know, a little bit here. Sure, you know, obviously the intent is to score a goal,
right,
to end the possession, but.
Well, it's still early in the game. You can still run this kind of offense or just slow down and just take it, but you know, you got to score on most of them.
Brands picking it back up here for the Eagles.
Smart play. She was thinking about taking a shot, but she didn't.
Now goes to the front and denied. Anderson, point blank stop there. Falcons unable to clear though.
You could see Larson was really tracking the ball with her eyes on the net. She had it up real quick and was just tracking the basket of Brands there. And did a nice job, made a big stop. Oh, I'm sorry, Brielle Anderson, my fault.
Falcons working it up the left side, and Gergen had her stick slashed there. Bergen pretty well defended there, but then kind of got away and not a real tough shot there. Eagles looking to get it out. See, Armstrong just playing overall at a quicker pace, too, kind of all phases of the game.
Yeah. Well, Grace isn't picking things up very smoothly either. They're having trouble catching balls, and they're losing most of the ground ball fights.
A little push call there against Armstrong that kind of led to Pop running out. Quinn able to win that one for the Falcons. One of their better hockey players in the winter season.
Ooh, just split a double team there.
Carpentier drawing the defense to her.
There should be 2 defenders right down there real quick.
Nice interception by Schutz there, because there was somebody wide open in the front. Pass down low. They're looking for Aaron Meyer. Goes to the net. Now the pass behind. Brands looking for an opening with Quinn coming out to defend her. Brands to the front, lost it. Big battle for it there.
Well, Quinn's getting called for a lot of stick checks, but I tell you what, Grace is having no issue trying to get through there. They're having a real hard time getting through. Legal stick check? Wow. No. Okay.
Anderson will get that pass away. About 5.5 to go in the first half. A 6-1 lead here for Armstrong over Totino-Grace on Armstrong's home field here on the turf. Looking for Ruha. That pass was deflected, though. Nice effort defensively, and it leads to the trip call, it looks like, against Armstrong. It's good work by Schutz here. Pass a little bit over the top for Worku there. She's able to scoop up that ground ball, though. Nice takeaway by Quinn, but then she throws that one too high. Falcons able to win it back, though. Their attack's been slowed a little bit lately, but maybe not now. Here's an opportunity. Ooh, and a nice stop there by Larson. Armstrong, though, able to get that ball back, flipped out front. And Lenshook trying to come up with it, and eventually does, and turns and scores. Wow. Boy, if you're TG, you did a lot of good work there, and then it just ends in a goal anyway.
That's just one of those, my player's better than your players. That was a really amazing goal. She scooped it up and just did a quick twist of her body and brought it through and just ripped it. That's your fight here now. She blocks off the body with the body nicely, and she just swivels and shoots. Scorers are scorers are scorers, and they just figure out how to do it.
Makes it a 7-1 lead here for Armstrong. They have scored 7 in a row now after Grace scored first. Sounds like a little bit of a similar scenario. Coach Moore telling us they actually had an early lead on Minneapolis and then ended up losing 19-4.
Yeah. They had a 4-1 lead.
O'Donnell working her way to the back here and now get things set up. Pretty well defended that time by the Eagles, but Ruha able to scoop it up now for Armstrong.
Well, we'll see what kind of half-court offense the Armstrong Falcons have here.
Pass was a little too tall, but they'll keep possession. You can see, I think, the Eagles, you know, it's partly their style, but also just that they kind of recognize they're probably not as fast overall as Armstrong.
Yep.
So they're not pursuing, they're not pressuring players that are out away from goal a little bit. They're trying to clamp down in front, although that part hasn't gone as well as they would like either. Move to the front here, shot and a goal. Buried by O'Donnell for the Falcons. So she gets her first of the night, and the lead grows again.
That'll be her 8th goal of the year. She's had a couple of really good opportunities. She could have a hat trick too, but she has a nice pass here.
Carpentier
right
dropping
there.
it off to her, and then just kind of turned the corner and lets it rip.
O'Donnell didn't even hesitate the minute she got the ball. She was going toward the net. She made a nice play in there. Got in tight.
Eagles able to control the draw. Linders on the move here for Grace. Missing with the shot. It'll stay Totino possession here. Tough pass to handle and knock down and then pick back up by Pop.
Looked like Armstrong got away with one there, but I think they picked it up again. Yep.
Chiara-Laney, they call her Rabbit, so she can run a little bit for Totino-Grace. Good up-and-coming player.
Placement of O'Donnell there for the Falcons kind of stopped her run to the net, so.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Grace could really use one here after seeing Armstrong dominate a lot of this first half. Crease violation looked like.
Yep. I think her right foot got put in there, or left foot.
Anderson going up the middle with it. Ruha controlling.
Yeah, and you're right, Jay. As soon as they get the ball, they're in full-out sprint. They're not hesitating. They're rocking and rolling.
Ruha to the net and buries it.
Boy, nice play by Ruha there. Just a nice run. If they can't catch you, there's no reason to slow down and go to the net.
Yeah, it's a kind where they're pressing the issue, they're attacking, but they're doing a nice job of, if they're cut off, then looking for a teammate. But you're right, Dan, here, if they're not able to stay in front of you, they're not able to block your path, go to the net and let it fly. And Ruha able to do it right there.
And they're just, Grace is not sliding over to put a double team on them when they're getting close to that crease area. And they're getting a free look at the net. And in that deep, boy, it makes your goaltender not look too good. So that's her first goal of the year. She's got 3 assists.
O'Donnell dropping that pass back. And that shot bounced wide by Carpentier, but Armstrong gets possession again here as we tick under a minute to play in this first half. Turnaround try no good, but Jim Lunshook is there for Falcons to get it right back. Comes to the front cut off, drops that pass off. I was wondering if we might see Armstrong try to play for the last shot here. It doesn't really fit with what they've been doing otherwise, but it might be something that you want to work on late here. And I don't think that was the initial thought, but
well, I was impressed.
Later,
Grace shut their defense down here. They really have. They know they're going to the net. They're getting into it and not letting them have free reign in front. That's twice where they pushed him off coming into the middle.
Jemlensuk has that one denied. So under 10 to play here. Grace has to be careful not to turn it over deep. They should be able to get to the half here. But it's been an Armstrong first half. Grace scored the first goal of the game just under a minute in, but pretty much all Falcons since. 9-1 Armstrong, our score at the half. We'll have more of our coverage here of Northwest Suburban Girls Lacrosse coming up here on CCX.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
We are at halftime of our Northwest Suburban Girls Lacrosse matchup tonight, and it's Armstrong leading it by a score of 9-1 as you see the Falcons halftime huddle and their coaches, Gary Torgerson on the right, Ashley Berner in the red sweatshirt, giving them some instruction. A lot to like, though, about what they saw in the first half, I think, as we check out some of the highlights from the first half, and it is mostly Armstrong, certainly, the scoreboard, but also just the overall play, even though that first goal, Brand's able to put it away very early on for Totino-Grace on really the first possession of the game, but then the Jemlensuk story started to take over as she poured in 3 goals in a row in a span of about 4 minutes, or a little more. And then you see Carpentier able to put that one away for the Falcons. And then a nice stop there by Anderson in close. And Jemlensuk picking it up and turning to bury that one. See Carpentier dropping a nice pass over to O'Donnell, and she's able to get to the front and flick that shot home. That one made it 8-1, and we are at 9-1 at halftime here. So we'll see what adjustments can be made. Certainly Armstrong has been, the quicker team, the better team so far, but we'll see what Grace can come up with as they try and battle back into this one here. We are at halftime. It is 9-1. Former coach Caitlin Bishop there on the action here at Armstrong as well, as the Falcons lead at 9-1. We'll be right back here to Armstrong.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps! Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, Take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
And welcome back here. A great night for not just lacrosse, but being outside here in April in Minnesota. We haven't had as many of these as we'd like so far, but certainly enjoying tonight's 9-1 lead here for Armstrong. Safe to say, I think Armstrong's enjoying the night more so than Totino-Grace so far, Dan. But what can the Eagles do to, try and work their way back into this one a little bit?
Win faceoffs. That Armstrong really started taking over that and making the shots count. I mean, Brielle Anderson has showed that she can stop the ball, so they got to get it in tight, and they got to get more opportunities. I think they need to get a little more aggressive like Armstrong has been. And if Brands gets you started, great. Let her run with it, but they need to start going to the net a lot more. Now, they can't play the patient offense anymore being down by 8. They got to get going and go after it. Watching this game, too, we talked about the 7th grade goaltenders. They play pretty good, to be honest with you. Both of them have showed some real spark and made some nice saves at crucial moments.
Yeah, I kind of touched on that in the pregame. I almost feel like, to a certain extent, it's like they don't know any better to be super nervous out there or whatever. They're just kind of going out there and playing.
Well, you just got to be fearless in that position. Just forget about it, make a save. Nice line there for Ayula.
Yeah, five goals already tonight. And
she is the real deal. It'll be fun to see how she does. The one thing that too, what's nice about lacrosse is that, especially girls lacrosse, size doesn't have a whole lot to do with anything. You can be short and be quick, have a good shot, and you can go play.
Ready to go with our second half draw. Eagles wind up with it here as Olsen controls up that left side.
Here's a cutter. Oh.
And that's how they scored their first one. That same combination as Brands buried it, but this time
she was open too.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she didn't pull the trigger on that pass, actually.
Another one.
Drop back out here to Brands.
Yeah, I think they figured her out after she scored the first goal. You could see that the slides coming as she went around. They would not even let her take one step toward the middle at all. So they're going to have to hit a cutter coming down the middle. We just saw 2 of them that were open. You just got to not be afraid to let that ball go.
Yeah, I think in a couple of phases of the game, really, Totino-Grace has been, I guess, tentative maybe is the word, and they just haven't been the aggressor out here either. There's a flip pass that a coach won't love. Zott intercepts that one for the Falcons.
Bad turnover.
Odd hemmed in, and now she flips it back, and it'll be scooped up there by Frisky. Missed her intended target with that one, but got it up the field anyway, and Steinke able to grab it up here. Gets it out front. Ruha was trying to shoot, and she was knocked down. She's a predominantly left-hand player, and I think that surprised the defender when she turned to try and get an angle to shoot and just kind of ran her over.
What I like about it, she was decisive about it anyway. She did a good job. But she'll get a free position here.
And that shot stopped by Larson.
No fear. She didn't even flinch. She just said, okay, bring it. Oh, there it is. I got it. You could tell Chula just wanted to really wind up and rip that one.
And now Ruha says, stop that. Interesting. She gets a hard shot that stopped, and then they get the ball right back and able to bury that one. So she ended the first half with their last goal and starts the second with their first goal of this half as Ruha bouncing that one in. About 2:07 into the second half here, so a 10-1 lead for the Falcons.
It was a good catch by Chula too. The defender was right there on her. She just made a really nice catch, kind of reaching back, and I had enough twist in her to kind of get a shot off toward the net, even though she was going in the going away from it.
Here's Ott on the move for Armstrong. Finding Ruha. Tried to work a little give and go here, and then the second cut pass was for, and a big collision out front. But just kind of an incidental, both players going for it, so no call there. And then a nice move to the front, but shot just missed from point blank range there by Steinke.
Boy, they're still filtering into that middle, aren't they, Jay? They're getting into that crease area.
O'Malley's pass a little off target there, and the Eagles come back the other way with Shaylin Laney. Got a good pass here to Kiara Laney. And that one whistled down there as Eagles, now the pass behind Brands. She's able to run it down though. And Ruha, again, a halo violation there. Missed initially, but then scooped by Shaylin Laney. And then a shot. They got a little impatient with that. It was actually looking like one of Grace's better possessions in a while, but then just got a little too quick with that shot.
She almost busted the double team, but she wasn't quite through yet before she let that shot go. But I like the aggressiveness, Jay. They got to start doing something here. They got to start firing the ball at the net.
Ott called for that one, and now Brands cut off as she goes to the outside. She'll drop that pass off in tight, try, and a goal. Buried there by Claudia Olsen for the Eagles. So Olsen will get one from Brands. The first goal they had was the other way around.
See, and that aggressive, that's really the first time we've called her number. And she just got aggressive coming through. She got herself open, and look at the size difference there. My gosh. But got in front good and got her stick free and just put a nice shot high-low in tight. I mean, there wasn't much Anderson could do about it.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a key part to that was the fact that she kept it moving, that she wasn't an easy stop there.
Well, she caught the ball cleanly while in the move.
So for the Eagles, you know, the way back in it is one at a time. Obviously here they're still facing a big margin, but you have to kind of break it down into little segments here and hope you can maybe win these first 5 minutes and then go from there.
It's a good start. Won the faceoff.
Carolaney firing, but that one right into the goalie as Anderson stood her ground. And a little too aggressive there. Alyssa Meyer rolling right through the Armstrong player. Carpentier will get it going again here for the Falcons.
You know, it's really been nice. So the refs really have kept the whistle. They've used their whistles right tonight. They haven't made a stoppage of play. There's actually flow, and it's been good to see. They've called the right calls when there was a violation, but they've let them play through a lot of stuff.
Moving to the front and firing a shot home is Sadie Bresnahan for Armstrong. Just a little stop and go move there. Sometimes, you know, you get caught up in wanting to be moving at all times, and sometimes a little change of pace can be a good thing too.
Yep.
So Bresnahan will get her first of the night, and Armstrong restoring a 9-goal margin here.
She just got that shot where she wanted it and just beat the goalie to the spot. I think Larson just knew she was beat. It was just a great shot. You know, in Grace, they get the face-off, they win it, they go down, and they lose it, and bang, Armstrong cashes in on their opportunity, and Grace got to do the same thing, and they got to just tighten up on D and not let the Falcon players run through that crease like they have been.
Carolini scooping it up here for Totino-Grace. Getting it ahead. Olsen then scoops up the ground ball. Looking for Brands on the right side. Brands has a little space to work with here. The D arrives, but not in time to stop her as Brands buries her second of the night. And the Eagles showing more signs of life here early in the second half.
Boy, that was a nice kind of jump shot. She got up off the ground a little bit and whipped it around, and nice play. She's got some aggressiveness in her, and she beat a couple Falcon defenders there. She gets it. She takes a look at what she's got, doesn't see anybody really open, and just starts going.
And boy, sending that cutter through before her, I think, helped to at least stop the help from getting there quite as soon.
Well, you saw that slide come later, but it was too late. She already had an opening in a lane to shoot in. But you're right, that person going down the middle first really did a good job. It held that slide back a little bit.
Probably were really one of the few times tonight we'd say where Armstrong, you know, wasn't in great position defensively in front of the net. And call going against Grace right there. So Armstrong try and reassert their dominance here. It hasn't been quite as dominant to begin the second half as what we saw for most of the first. They still lead by 8, however. So each team has scored twice in the second half. A 3-second call there.
In the crease.
Against the defense. Stella Ross, another freshman in the lineup for Armstrong here, getting some playing time. Ross forced back. Looked out front for it, and then Ruha flicked it up high in the air. And out of play there, it looks like. So it will be Grace ball. Schutz bringing it forward here for Totino-Grace. Aggressive step in there. Coach Torgerson happy with that effort from Becca Lisney.
Nice effort. She really stepped up there and really tried to anticipate and just intercepting it. But even if she didn't get it, she just slowed down the Grace rush. And sorry, you got to really work to get down the field.
Good run here by Linders. Looking out front with it. And put away there by Werku.
Well, good pass up front, just a little lob pass, and Werku caught it cleanly and just got it over to the right side. And everybody was coming from the left, so left her right-handed shot open. You see it, just a lob over the top. She grabbed it. She could move it over to her right side, and she went high-low. Good shot.
So the Eagles have cut the lead to 11-4. Yeah, that's what you're thinking. As fast as goals can come in this sport, even when it was 9-1 at halftime, you're thinking, well, it looks like a one-sided game right now, but there's still certainly the possibility to get back in it.
All right, now it's been pretty even as far as goal scoring, and compared to the first half where it was all Armstrong basically. Grace got 1 goal in the first half.
Yeah, they've outscored Armstrong 3-2 in the second half, so still a lot of games to be played. And Armstrong, we should point out too, they've gone to the bench quite a bit, and that might have a little bit something that, interrupting their flow a little bit. So they might see Eagles get a little closer. We might see those starters coming back in too. O'Malley dropping it off down low. Bresnahan looking for a cutter. And they got it out front, but it really slipped away from O'Malley as she tried to shoot it. Didn't really have control of it.
Well, they know what they're doing, and they're not afraid to let the ball go. A number of times the intended receiver caught the ball even when he probably shouldn't have.
Bresnahan ran into traffic there and then kind of forced that pass back. And the Eagles come out of there with it. Carolini and had it knocked away, and then a foul call there as Stella Ross tried to move it back the other way here for Armstrong. Here comes Ross up the middle with it. Ross shooting. That one is denied by Larson.
That hit the shin pad. You could hear it up here.
And Laney coming back now. Didn't quite connect with Brands. Scooped up nicely there by Steinke for Armstrong. Looking for Quinn. Quinn lost it briefly, got it right back though. Quinn spinning through a couple. Getting to the front and then lost it just as she was shooting. Urku with it for Grace. Kind of put that one in the middle of everyone there. And Steinke coming up with the interception here for the Falcons.
Well, you can see the Falcons starting to reestablish themselves. They're playing more aggressive now. They're going after the Grace players. They're getting around them, playing defense on them, forcing bad passes.
Here's Ott, the cutter. Oh, and just denied there. Boy, that one set up really nicely as she cut to the middle. They found her in the right time, but just couldn't quite get it. I don't know if it hit the foot of Larson but near miss there for Armstrong. Falcons, you can hear some of their coaches saying slow it down. They want to get things set up here and, make Totino-Grace work defensively and get a really good possession in here, besides just going and trying to immediately score. And they'll get a goal here out of it as Ruha comes up the middle and buries her third of the night.
Boy, she just decided she got that ball and took off again too. She split 2 Eagle defenders and just got clean right away. See her break through there fast and had a nice shot. High-low again. Took a look, knew where she was shooting the ball, and she got it there.
So back to an 8-goal margin, 12-4 here for Armstrong. Not that Totino-Grace was right on their heels or anything, but I think Armstrong kind of feel like we needed that one to sort of reestablish control a little bit.
Well, they're putting their foot back on the pedal, Jay. I think for about, like you're right, for about 3-4 minutes there, they kind of, now they're back playing the way they were playing before.
And certainly, especially this early in the season, you're really almost more concerned with how your team's playing than just the result, too. I mean, you want to see them play 2 good full halves, regardless of what the score is. Brands looking for a cutter here, but that one sailing up over everyone.
And just kill you.
Steinke's been pretty good on some ground balls of late here for Armstrong. And picks this one up. And drop that pass back here to O'Malley.
See if they can operate their half court here now.
O'Donnell spinning free and finally scores it there. She was patient with that one. Waited till she had gained a little clearance and able to bury it for her second of the night.
She's like a good big man in basketball. Just did a lot of good footwork here. Went one way, then went back the other way when the defender came off. Nobody was there to slide on her. That's kind of been the Achilles heel for Grace here, too. They haven't been able to bring that second D into play to stop the twisting moves of the Falcons.
Yeah, because one-on-one, it's pretty difficult to really stay in front of somebody with that much space to cover. And you're right, it's got to be that second sliding over to help or at least making the attacker think they're going to be in position to help.
Play defense from the inside out. They're more concerned about covering people outside when the crease is getting violated. They need to bring more people inside that crease area.
Falcons get this one. One of the few clean face-off wins there have been for them tonight, or for either team for that matter. Halo violation there against Grace as Gergen possessed that ball.
Free position here. Gergen's another hockey player.
Gergen will drop that pass off as they'll again look to set things up a little bit. O'Donnell.
Nice job. Now, did you see there where look at the front of the D? They got more blue there than they got white, and they brought one person back up to the top in the crease. She can go down either way, right or left.
O'Donnell to the front end will tuck that one home to make it a 10-goal lead for the Falcons.
Took her a while to get going, but now she's going well. She's regained the scoring lead on her team, but you see a nice play there. Ooh, I like that. Nice halfway shot. The one thing Larson learned here too sometimes in that once the player makes the move from that position, she can move. Maybe come out a little bit more and attack or cut down that angle and use that basket to be intimidating on the shooter.
You're doing great, Jenna.
So Armstrong scored 3 straight after Grace had kind of chipped their way back somewhat into the game, and now 14-4 advantage for the Falcons. Gergen putting it out front, just got away from Ott. And scooped up there by Andrea Carlson for Grace. Got it away to Kylie McKinney. And looks like she must have stepped out. O'Donnell with it here for Armstrong. pull it back. I think getting some instruction from the bench here a little bit. They want to, again, see them work some clock, possess the ball, work on their sets a little bit here.
Yeah, in the cuts and see what kind of a pattern they can run and see who knows when to go and when not to go. We should start seeing some cutters now. It's behind the net. There goes one. There we go. Oh,
looked
good
like
setup.
O'Malley was open, but just the pass was just a touch out of her reach. Knocked loose and then a battle for it. Ultimately won by Grace's Shoots. Carolini trying to control it here.
Boy, I'll tell you, the minute you drop a ball or lose control, there's two Falcons right there right now just battling for it. And they've won the ground ball war here. They've really done a good job. But once that ball hits the ground, they usually pick it up. Just like that.
Good example right there, but then a pass thrown into traffic and intercepted, and the Eagles coming back the other way. And now Brand's gaining control here for Totino-Grace.
Falcons get back on defense really well there. See how they got back? They're spread out already. They've already got their D set up. They really haven't had Grace have an, out-man situation, like a 3-on-2 or, 2-on-1 coming down. They've really come back and played defense well, too.
Good pressure there by Brooke Anderson, forced the turnover, and then Brand's committing a halo violation there. O'Donnell showing some speed up the middle here for Armstrong. O'Donnell to the front, and she will bury another one for her third in a row.
I think that's a waist shot again. She seems to have that down pretty good. Doesn't bring up high over her head where it can get checked. She keeps it low, right on her hip, and brings it around and goes high-low. Always goes low to get a bounce shot. See her come around, just good. Watch the burst right here. Yep. A lot of times that'll hide it from the goalie a little bit too, especially when the defender's right there, rather than going up and over the top where they can see the ball coming. There's a reason she's the leading scorer on the Falcons.
15-4 lead now by Armstrong after Grace had, shown some good signs of life early in the second half and sort of battled back into it at least somewhat, but now 4 goals in a row for Armstrong as they have reasserted their dominance that they showed in the first half. Quinn on the move up the right side here for Armstrong.
Oh, major error.
And that one put away by Bresnahan.
Boy, she came right out front there. The defense pulled off and let her come around. The inside defense didn't get any. Watch the inside D or didn't come out after. So they just kind of came from the backside. Nobody was there.
So Bresnahan netting her second of the night. Armstrong will be traveling to Elk River on Friday, and then they're at Blaine on Monday. As the schedule gets pretty regular now, we're hoping that we have not going to see too many, if any, more postponements. Hopefully.
And that Blaine game will be a key one for Armstrong. See how good they've gotten. They started out with Blake beginning of the season, and Blaine looks pretty good. Get a good look at the rain coming in here.
Yeah, you could just kind of feel that. I was thinking to myself, it's a little too early for it to be getting this dark. And then I realized that it's not just the normal nighttime sky, that we're getting some dark clouds coming in.
Really haven't seen that for a while either. Rain clouds coming in.
O'Donnell working her way to the front.
Oh, nice. Smart play by O'Donnell. Didn't quite have it there, so she just kept it. Nice job.
O'Donnell will drop that pass off. Turnaround try there denied as Ross took it. Oh, and then a quick steal, and O'Donnell looks out front with it.
Oh.
Just couldn't quite connect as she tried to go to Olivia Ojala.
Just a push by the Falcons there, so the ball go over to the Eagles. Blow the whistle, blow the whistle. I want to get after it.
Eagles trying to get a little more offense going late here, and now Brands receives that pass. Looking for the cutter out front, but denied there. Nice job by Brielle Anderson to snag that one. Something that isn't the first thing you think of, but when you have a goalie that can kind of become an extra defender, denying those passes, particularly from behind the goal, that can be a big help.
I think that's been part of the problem where Grace was afraid to throw the ball out in front to keep it cutting because that basket was hanging up on top of the net or over the net, so to speak.
And controlled here by the Eagles ultimately. We're under 2 minutes to play now. 16-4 lead for Armstrong. Brands cutting it to the middle. And stick check there against the Falcons. Brands lining it up here from the free position. And a nice stop as Anderson. She's showing some good things here tonight, Dan.
But, really both of them have. But from outside, if they see the ball, you're not scoring on them, either one of them. But that was a hard shot. Just kept her body nice and cool, kept her body behind her basket. Made a nice save.
Near interception there, but it keeps going upfield, and Quinn able to scoop it up here for Armstrong, and an offside call there, it looks like.
Yeah.
Not going to be time for a whole lot more here as we go under a half minute to play. Armstrong reasserting control down the stretch with the last 5 goals of the game after the Eagles had chipped away a little bit. Armstrong led it 9-1 at halftime, and they're going to win this one going away here. And that will do it for tonight's contest as the Falcons even their record at 2-2. They win it by a score of 16-4. And Dan, you can see, a team that's showing some growth. They look pretty good tonight.
They really did. Got their stars, got them going. Shamlunsuk and O'Donnell got going and just really started putting the heat on, but everybody started becoming a part of it, and you could see other people contributing. I like the way they move the ball. Their aggressiveness is just fabulous, but it was smart aggressiveness. They knew where to be to stop the Eagles from coming in, and I think that was the biggest growth I saw from the beginning of the game to the end of the game.
Eagles, they have to be happy that they fought their way back in a little bit. I mean, obviously, overall, they were outplayed tonight. No two ways about that, but showed a little bit of signs of life early in the second half. They've got a lot of young players in their lineup as well, and just looking to get better and improve throughout this season as well. So we hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast here from Armstrong High School. Again, your final score in this one is Armstrong 16, Totino-Grace 4. For Dan Ficken and all of our crew, good night from Plymouth.